Podcast ROI isn't magic. It's math plus strategy. And in today's video, we're going to go through 7 steps to maximize your podcast advertising ROI and buy ads the right way. Number 1, you got to find your audience. Make sure that you're just not blindly going to podcasts that you love and you're making sure that the audience that you're trying to target is within that podcast. You can use research tools like Podscribe or Magellan to make sure that the audience matches your demographic. Number 2, build a portfolio, at least 6 shows. You do not want to waste time appraising this channel without making sure you've got a few different options that you can test. Think about if you were going to Google AdWords and you only tested one keyword and it didn't perform. You would probably think, I should probably test some more keywords. It's not a fair appraisal if you only test one show. You have to go with the portfolio approach. In fact, you may find that some shows convert crazy good and others not so much at all. And that's okay. That's the way it goes. This is what the top agencies do. They find the winners, dial them up, and find the ones that don't resonate with their audience and stop those tests. Simple. Number 3, once you find your shows, you got to give the host control. You got to make the ad personalized. The idea is not to sound like a radio ad, but to sound like their honest recommendation around the product that they love. And the best way to do that is to send them the product, connect with them, or find hosts that love your product anyway. Number 4, you've got to find the right positioning on a show, and you've got to look at ad load. If you're at the start of an episode, there's a high likelihood that someone's going to skip your ad, and you're going to pay that money. That's not ideal. Instead, we want to look at a mid-roll, which is in the middle of an episode. These ones typically convert higher, and we want to run it for 60 seconds so we can maximize the host's influence and their recommendation. On top of this, we need to look at ad load. Now, what is ad load? Well, it's the amount of ads on an episode. So can you imagine if there's literally 20% of the episode filled with ads and you're just one of those ads and the host is recommending all these other products? Well, it doesn't sound very good. It's probably not going to convert. So what you need to look for is shows with low ad load so you can go and you can get the highest share of voice from that given host or influencer. This is what converts best. Number 5, you're going to have to be patient. Podcast is on-demand media, meaning that when you run an ad, not everyone listens to it on day 1. It takes some time. Also, you don't want to stack your ads. If you stack your ads episode by episode and it's a daily show, what you might find is people binge the show. And so they listen to the same episodes in the same sitting. So really you're not reaching them at a new time or other people. You might just be listening to people that are listening to 5 episodes and hearing your ad. Now this will typically convert less than if a new listener was able to hear it or that same person heard it 5 weeks later. Maybe we're going to catch them at a different time when they're ready to spend. So don't stack your ads. In fact, try and set your ads up 3 weeks apart. The other reason for this is that you might want to adjust the creative. You want to make sure that it's actually resonating. If you stack your ads, you're not going to get time in between the episodes to call up the host, message the host and say, hey, look, we need to do it this way. This isn't working. And usually they're very receptive of this, but you got to give them some lead time. It's a different ad channel. Number 6, sounds obvious, but you got to track and you got to use promo codes. You got to be strategic, make sure that they're easy to understand promo codes. Use the host's promo code on the show. Everyone's familiar with it. They'll remember it. They'll remember your product that they heard about and they know their promo code because they've heard them say it thousands of times before. Secondly, ensure you set up audio pixels. Audio pixels are brilliant because you can add a pixel into the audio file and your website and you can see of X amount of people that listen to this given episode, how many people went and bought your product, even if they didn't buy it right then and there. Maybe they were on Google 3 weeks later and they searched for your product and then went and made a purchase. Well, we want to attribute that to the right space and you can do that with podcast pixels. Some great providers of pixels are Podscribe and Magellan. Number 7, find your winners, turn down the losers, and rinse and repeat. It's really that simple. And this is how BetterHelp and AG1 have built empires using podcast advertising. So what are you waiting for? Literally, this is an untapped channel with huge upside and opportunities. In fact, podcast ads can return 3 to 5x return on ad spend. This blows social media and other channels out of the water, including Google AdWords. But you got to start somewhere and you need the help in the platform to get you there. The fastest way to get started is to go to Spots Now, find last minute podcast spots, set up your ads. You can do it in literally minutes. spotsnow.io.